Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am here to start a new card series every month. I will be making a card and then we will be doing one together. And all the cards that I will be making will be flat enough to go into the mail. Maybe not one stamp, maybe two stamps, but flat enough to go in the mail and still have a little tiny itty bit of dimension. Okay, so I'll be doing this, like I said, once a month, and it'll probably be the first week of the month on a Monday. So today is Monday. And these are the cards we'll be making. Well, the one card. I did this card. And then when I did a tutorial on this one, I messed up the video. Oh, so this time it better work. So these are A2 size cards. We will always, no matter what card I do, we will always be doing the envelope and the liner. Okay. So this is the way the inside looks. And this is 4.5 by 5.5 for those that may not know what the A2 size card measurements are. And yeah, so I love it. And this was using scratch paper, okay, like just scratch cardstock. And then we have this one, and I did it's the exact same thing. I used a different paper. This tutorial we're doing right now, I'm going to use a different paper. So, but the layout exactly the same on the outside and on the inside. The cardstock I use is 110 cardstock from Recollections at Michael's. We will be doing this liner, okay? I tried it a different measurement on this one and I didn't love it as much as I did this one. So I will give all the measurements, and I also will be, it'll be in the description box below. So I already have everything pre-cut, and what I'm gonna do is, let me show you the dies first. Okay, again, I will have links below for these if I can find them. This I purchased from Amazon a long time ago, like probably a year ago. And so I'm gonna have to look for it, but this is just cut strips. Now it cuts 3 different size strips. Can you cut these strips yourself? Yeah, but for me, it's one swipe and they're all done for me. And I'm about that life. So they're 3 different sizes, and I love this die. So, and then also too, I'm using Erica's old release flower one. I'll have to see if she has it, but it's the Frilly Rose flower plate. And I love it because you get 2 size plates. We're going to use the bigger one. And then also too, we're going to be using Erica's dies. These are her essential dies. So I have the ovals and I also have the circles, and I am using one of the ovals, and I believe this is the second from the biggest. But again, it totally depends on the size cards you're making. And then we will be using this die. There's no name on it, so I don't know what it's called, but I will look on her website to find it, and then I'll put it below. This right here is Make a Wish by Lawn Fawn. I got from Frank Garcia, and I will go on his website, and if I find it, it'll be linked below with everything else. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, so let me sit down. All right, so I already went ahead and pre-did the flowers. I didn't want for you guys to watch me do these all at once, so we're gonna do one together. Okay, because we have 3 flowers on the top of the card and 1 flower on the inside of the card. All right, we're gonna shadow these. So I just used regular Recollection pink cardstock. It's 65 pound, and then Hobby Lobby's glitter paper. Okay, so I use Nuvo. Nuvo is my favorite liquid glue, so that's the one I'm gonna use. And because we're gonna offset this, when we off-center these, we're just going to do it a little bit. We don't want to do it too much because you want to be able to make out the letters. You won't be able to make them out if you put them too far apart. So we will be doing everything on the right side. And so we'll just do a little stripe here, here, and then we'll go. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to layer this on top. I love the shadow effect because what it does is if you're working, like right now, we're going to use busy pattern paper, right? And when you use solids, it just kind of breaks it up so that, you know, it's not super busy on top of busy. So here goes that. Super easy peasy. Okay. And then we're going to do this one. So this is just a scratch piece of paper. When I order from Frank, they tend to put like Minte, you know, cut apart type things. So I love it because the reverse side I can always use. So I never throw these away. These are going to be the two colors and that we're going to be using. And what I do is I'm going to start from the middle, and then I am going to go, first of all, let's make sure that they're not upside down. Okay. So what I do, now you guys can use this glue. For me, it's easier just to use running tape like this. Now, if it gets to the point, because I don't know how far on the edge I'm going to go, I might have to use glue on the edge. So we're going to see. And sometimes it's not very easy to line this up dead center. So you might be off a little bit, but honestly, who cares? The end result is still going to be the same. It's still going to be super cute. And this running tape that I'm using right now, oh my gosh, guys, it is a game changer. I buy this from Hobby Lobby, and I just buy the refills. And then I just refill it as I need it. Okay. And it's amazing. It's permanent. I love this thing. So I rarely have to use my ATG gun. I try not to use that unless I have like big projects, right? Okay, so that's kind of where I'm thinking is in the middle. So that's what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna take, and honestly too, if you just lay out all the tape like that, whatever rolling tape you use, you can just keep going. See, if you have to glue it, you gotta stop for every single one of them. Okay. And you wanna make sure that you butt it right up to the next one so you do not see the in-between. Oops. Wrong ones. Oh, I'm getting these mixed up. It's like you can tell which ones are, which side is the soft and which side is the rough to know if your paper is the wrong direction. Okay. And this is so fun. This is my first time being able to play with this die. And guys, I've had it for probably a year. It's kind of crazy. Because I'm like, you know how that's how we are, right? We buy all these things and look at how long it takes for us to actually finally use it. So I'm going to use it with you guys. And it's just fun. This to me is therapeutic to do it this way and create your own, you know, background. And I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Right? I can't even tell at this point if what's upside down or not. Now that it's so skinny. Okay. That's right there. Then we're going to do this side. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I want to start, you know, doing more content, more kind of, you know, tutorials or craft with me's, because I know for me personally, it may not be for everybody, but for me, I'm like, well, this is kind of amazing to be able to, I like it when I go on there on my YouTube and I'm like, I just want to chill and I just want to watch you amazing ladies do what you do. And a lot of the times I find myself watching the craft with me's, and that's the one I tend to be so inspired by most, right? So I was like, well, you know what, Anna, what can you do differently to, you know, for content that would have, you know, more inspiring to everybody else? So here I am. And I'm hoping this is going to work. We're going to check and see how I do. So see right here, we have these endings that most likely I did not get the tape. So we'll just use the glue for that part. That's not a big deal. Okay, I'll probably use this 1/8 strip right here. It covers it perfectly. Okay, and then we have this side. And we're gonna put the glue there. And we're gonna add, whoops, butt that up right next to it. Okay, so now we have everything layered out, and flip it over and we're gonna start cutting everything off. And where did I put my scissors? Oops. Okay, just hit my knee against my table. And then we're just gonna cut all around it. Now, this is how I do it. I'm sure there's probably other ways that may work best for you, where you, well, no, I don't think you can do it that way with these stripes. I don't know, but this is how I do it. And I thought this would be fun to do. So, and you know, what's funny is I've been crafting, let's see, I'm 52, so probably 30 years I've been crafting. And my first love with crafting was jewelry. That's the first thing that was just like, oh my gosh, I'm loving doing stuff by hand like this. As far as an adult, since I was a little girl, I used to go to camp and I would look forward to the arts and crafts class. That was like my absolute favorite thing to do. But when I got into the actual crafting world community, I was like, okay, let's do paper crafting after the jewelry. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with YouTube as soon as I discovered what that was. And then I was like, what is this? And I just fell in love. And ever since then, I've been broke, like really broke. So, yeah. So, and card making was my first paper craft love. All right. So now we're going to cut this. This right here, the actual layering part. So you figure this is 4.5 by 5.5. So I believe when you go down, it is 4 3/8 by 5 3/8. I believe, because I only go down 1/8 of an inch from that. So you just got to figure out which layer is best for you, that you prefer. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and lay this one down. So get that scrap paper out and start using them, especially if they're double-sided. It makes it so much easier because you know for a fact that the other side is going to coordinate it with it. But if not, single-sided works just as fine. All right, so now we're going to put this in the middle as best as we can. Right now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get these right here. Now with this die, you get these two sizes and you get them going this direction and you get them going that direction. So we're going to use the two that look like this. Okay, so I can have one going one way and one going another. So let's close this. So it'll be like this and then it'll be like this. Now we just got to make sure that when you do these, you always got to take in consideration that it doesn't come off the card, okay? So we're going to go ahead and just glue little pieces. I don't feel the need to add glue everywhere. I kind of like it when it sticks up a little bit, but you do have to be careful when you put it in the card or the envelope that, you know, you don't bend it. I just like the look of it still being up a little bit on the sides. I just like it. And like I said, that's a total preference if you choose to want to glue it the whole thing down. And not to mention, I don't have the patience to go through every single one of these little branches. No, ma'am. All right, and then we're gonna come up here and let's see. I'll put it right here. All right, and then let's check and see. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do the big piece. This time we can put the glue over everything. So, here we go. And you know, I was thinking, maybe as I go in time and I start doing more of these cards, the cards that take the most time to do, like if I do any, they tend to be, you know, a little more time behind it. I'm gonna start editing my videos to be able to fast forward through all of that so that you don't have to watch things if I have to do repetition. So we will go ahead and push this to the side like that. We don't want it in the center because I have the flowers coming right here. So we have one here. Let's see, one here, and then the third one. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so I'm gonna start with the middle first. These I'm gonna hot glue on. Okay. Make sure that it doesn't fall off the card. We're gonna put this one down. And like I said, the cool thing about these flowers, even though there's a little bit of oomph to them, is that when they lay flat, it's fine. It's all right. Because it's not gonna be a big deal if it, you know, if it gets flat. It's not gonna ruin the integrity of the flower. So look at so far. Loving it. So cute already. Okay, glue strings, no. And then we're gonna use these little guys right here, okay? And again, we wanna use one way, two, all right? The only thing is I'm gonna cut some of these strings out because it's just a little too long. Now I wanna make sure that this goes here, this goes here, so we will go ahead and use some of this glue. We're gonna lift it up a little bit, a smidge, and we're gonna put it right there. Just to make it look a little more full. And this one right here. Let me tell you, like I said before, this is a challenge for me too, to learn how to do things and not have to add my, you know, a chunk of my craft room in it. And guys, it's not easy. But I love simple cards. I follow so many girls that do very simple cards and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. So for me, I'm like, I can do it. I can totally do it. So now we're gonna put the inside liner. Let me see how much tape I have left. And I do have a refill up there if in case I run out, because I probably will. And it's only like $8, guys, if you buy the refill for these. I love it. Now we're gonna try to put this in the middle. Sometimes that's always the challenge, just to make sure you get it right in the center. Looks good enough to me. Now we're gonna go ahead and build this flower, okay? So this right here is one of the score that comes with your scoreboards. So I use this because it's rounded and it's not sharp. So when I get these flowers, all I do is I just bend them like this, okay? And just go all the way around. And because the cardstock, I'm using the 65-pound weight cardstock that is from Michaels. I love their cardstock. To me, it's a great quality cardstock. And especially their 110, amazing. Okay, and then we have the little stamen right here. So for this one, we're gonna use glue. And we're just gonna off-center it. All right. Oopsie, there we go. Nope, it's not off-centered enough. I don't like it. I feel like I still have the effects from the coffee this morning, guys. I can't, and I know better to drink coffee on an empty stomach because it gets me all like shaky. And I'm like, oh, I hate it when I do that. And still trying to come down from that. I'm like, good gracious. I'm a mess. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, and then we put that there. And we're gonna use the last two. So if you run that whole die set through, you're literally using all of these little sprigs, okay? And of course, they're gonna go two different directions. So for me, place the flower there so I can remember where to put it. I just put it a little bit on the end. And we're gonna put it right here. Make sure it doesn't go off the card. Then I'm gonna grab the other one, put it down a little bit farther, and then we'll just lay the flower on top of there. This one we're gonna hot glue. I need to get the wireless. The wireless one from SureBonder. I was like, I don't want to get rid of this pink one yet. Okay. All right. Nothing like good old glue string. All right. And then which colors did I use on the flowers? I think it was these yellow ones. Okay. We're going to put that in the middle. I'm just going to push down on that. Okay. Looks good to me. And close it off. Is that not adorable? Love it. All right, now let's do the envelope. Okay. And we do not need those now. Let's push that to the side. I use this right here, guys. I don't know how to use the other one, so I'm only going to be able to show you from here how I do mine. Now, the card, like I said, we do is an A2 card. For me, let me see if I can show you. So you have right here the A2, right? And it tells you to do the envelope, you need to cut an 8 1/8 by an 8 1/8. I went one size down because I want a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm doing the one that's the 4 1/2 by 6. So I need to cut mine by 8 1/2 by 8 1/2, which I've already done, okay? I wanted to go one size bigger. And I have to score at 3 3/4. I have to start my whole thing, all right? So push down. I love this thing. I feel like I need to buy another one just in case, because I don't like the one that you have to do and like the scoreboard one where you got to take out that piece and you have to, you know, do all of it by hand. I don't like that. I love this tool. So I feel like I might have to do that, because what if they stop making them? Oh my gosh, I would die. I use the heck out of this thing. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, and apologize because a lot of the times I'm thinking everybody knows how to use this tool. It'll give you the score line, and you do your 3 3/4 and you push down and you do the 1. After that, you don't look at this anymore. Every turn you do, this little pointy thing needs to be right on the score line you just did. Then you push down, and then you turn it and you put this right here and you measure it to the score line all the way around, okay? You only do this the first time. So now we're gonna put it behind it so that we can round off all the corners. I like them all rounded. Okay. And we are done with that one for now. No, actually, no, we're not. Let's go ahead and do the liner. All right, so the liner for this specific envelope that that I did is gonna be, the square is 4 5/8 by 4 5/8 is what's gonna work with that specific envelope. So because of that, since it is 4 5/8, you're gonna do 4 5/8 on this punch board as well, okay? So you see, it does that curve. You're gonna flip it to the diagonal corner, and then you're gonna do the 4 5/8 again to where you see it's rounded here and it's rounded here. This is gonna be the bottom that goes behind in the bottom part of the envelope, and this is gonna be the top. So if it's round, you know round. Round, it's round, okay? If you do it this way, you see it, that right there should tell you that's upside down, okay? So in other words, you wouldn't round that side. Okay, so now you see that it takes the shape of the actual top part of the envelope. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you line it inside first. Don't fold any of this yet. And then also too, when you flip it over, you're only going to tape the top part of the liner. This bottom part, that's the pointy part, do not put any adhesive, okay? You only do this top part, and I'm going to show you why once I add it inside the envelope. Your whole envelope will be ruined if you do the other way. Okay. All right. So as I'm layering it, okay, let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. Hold on. Why don't I see myself? Okay, so once you see where I'm lining it, right here, you are going to make sure that, you see, it's opened right here. And you want to make sure that these little pointy parts right here are what's going down here and not going too far up. And this is where you measure the distance on the top part. Then you're going to fold your sides in. Gosh, I have like the dried glue everywhere. It's so annoying. All right. So here we go. Go ahead and score everything. Okay, so what happens is, and what I always like to do, because you're going to put double-sided tape here, okay, that's how you're going to seal it. Oops. I'm trying to see what I'm doing here. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and bend it. All right, so see, when you bend it, it'll open smoothly and it'll close smoothly. If you were to glue this down too, do you see? It's not going to go down. It's going to stay like this. So you have to leave this part open and then just keep it like this. And it's fine. This part's not going to pop out of the envelope. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue. And then glue. Oops. And then I like to add a little bit of glue on the outside so that it gets the outside portion, but then I have to guesstimate not to go too high so it doesn't get on the liner. All right. Okay, I love it. I love liners when you do envelopes. You can use the, pattern paper, which we'll probably be doing again on the next cards. I just wanted to keep it simple for this one. And then when you, oops, I'll show you. So when you get this, this is just, oh, it's not dried yet. I guess I should be a little patient and let it. I like to get here and I put it the other direction. There we go. And then, of course, you want to make sure everything is tucked in there. So when you close this, and once you seal it, it's going to look like this, okay? So it's not going to be super duper flat, but this is as flat as Anna's going to do it. So we are good. And honestly, when it goes down and you touch it, you'll be fine because you'll see that it doesn't feel like it's going to ruin your card. So like I said, I just put score tape on the edges, like a 1/4 inch or an 1/8 of an inch if you're using the really good brand. And then that's it. So see how easy peasy that is, guys? So stinking cute. I love this card, how it came out. I mean, I did it 3 times, guys. So I hope that this little craft along with me was, inspirational and that you'll give it a try with whatever you have on stash, or if you ever want to get your hands on any of the stuff that I used. That is it. So I will see you again really soon with my next video. Bye, guys.